Thank you very much. First and foremost, my appreciation for the extraordinary organizational skills of Khalid, of the whole team. So please join me in thanking them for this wonderful evening. I'll be very brief. This is about introducing a new book written by Khalid, which is titled The Stolen Republic, Untold Facts, etc. Continues. And as a scholar, as an academic, having done a lot of work in South Asia, I was asked to talk about the book briefly, but I was especially interested because when something says untold facts, as an academic, it really gets your attention. What are the untold facts that I couldn't figure out? And I bet, you bet, the last about 2 days since I got the book, I thought, like all academics, what I'll do, a disclaimer, I'll read the introduction, page of contents, conclusion, and I'll be able to review it. But no, the book really got my attention. I went through, I can't say every word of it, but almost the entire book. And the way I would frame it, Khalid's this contribution, is by saying that this is a story of how he felt the pain of his homeland, Afghanistan. And as we heard, our doctor and the moderator of this session very brilliantly, just a couple of hours ago, told us about Sheikh Saadi Shirazi, the famous Persian poet of the 13th century from Shiraz, today's Shiraz, Iran, who had said something very fundamental, which he quoted, and I would link that with Khalid's narrative. For Saadi, pain is what binds humanity together. To feel another's suffering is the very definition of being a human. That's what Khalid is inviting us to do. To think about others' pain. How he has been able to do it? He gave a personal narrative, stories, but he never limited himself to that narrative. He interviewed many people. I was one of those who were honored, but he picked scholars from South Asia, from Pakistan, from Afghanistan, from Iran, from US, from Canada. He asked each one of them very pertinent questions. And as a teacher, I was always interested when I met him first, and I owe that to Acton Institute. Nathan, thank you very much for introducing me to Khalid a couple of years ago, and you are doing a phenomenal job as well. I think that's what inspired Khalid. So what he has done is not only personal narrative, but interviews of scholars, then some field data, and also perspectives of the ordinary Afghans. And one phenomenal thing he has done is that he has not limited his narrative to the criticism of Taliban only. It is so easy to criticize what we heard also from our one of the keynote speakers who got the award as well. Congratulations. You very rightly mentioned that this anti-extremism thing is often used to go after your enemies or your opponents. What Khalid has done was, he criticized, of course, and condemned Taliban, but he has provided us a lens to understand. And he was balanced by challenging and actually condemning the financial corruption and the abuse of power by the last Afghan Republic. As an academic, as a professor, I always look at things by thinking, is the scholar balanced? Is it both sides of the story? Is he trying to blame? Is there a hidden agenda that he's condemning the atrocity of X but not Y? That's what, when you lose your credibility. For me, Khalid successfully, I tick mark every point which I as a teacher would look at. So I highly encourage you to buy the book. And as an author myself, and here I can now be more bold. If you really want hope, what Jonathan Miller asked to the last panel, where is the hope? What are the lessons learned? The hope is that people like Khalid and many others are still writing these books. How will you support these books? By buying 2 books. One for yourself and one for somebody who you know who's interested in South Asia and extremism and militancy in Afghanistan. I assure you, whosoever you will give this book to will call you to thank you. Thank you very much.